those of you who don't know me, I'm Brendon, and this is going to be an inversion flow class. So feel free to take this at your own pace. Anytime you need to take a break, obviously you can do that. And all you really need for this is some floor space. A mat is kind of optional. It's nice to have, but not required. A block is nice if you have one, but again, not required. So let's get started just by finding a comfortable cross-legged seat on your mat. Close down your eyes, bring palms to your knees, and just start tuning into your breath. Not trying to change it at first, just noticing if it's shallow or if it's deep. If it is shallow, go ahead and now try to deepen it. Try to completely fill up your lungs, feeling all those spaces between your ribs expand. And then nice, slow, long exhale. Pressing all the air out, gently draw your belly in at the end of the breath. A few more nice, slow breaths just like that. If you want to add your Ujjayi breathing now, you can do that. Bringing a gentle constriction to the back of your throat, like you're trying to fog up a window. And with that constriction, breathe in and out through your nose so your breath becomes audible. And using this audible Ujjayi breathing can really help you to stay present within your practice. Because when you don't hear the breath, then it just tells you that your mind maybe has wandered off a little bit, and you can bring it back using the breath to do that. One more deep inhale and long exhale. And now go ahead and open your eyes and take your hands to your waist for a moment. I just want to talk about the deepest core muscles that we have. It's the transverse abdominis and TVA for short. But this muscle is really important for allowing us to balance on our hands, to float from pose to pose. And so it's really helpful if you can just feel that in your body. So hands to the sides of your waist, and if you just pretend to cough, you should feel that tightening. So hopefully you're feeling that. It should sort of feel like a corset around your torso. So it spans this whole space in your front body and wraps around a little bit to the back. So what we're looking for is like a tightening tightening that corset with your muscles. So try to think about that as we move through the practice. And now inhale, reach your arms out and up, lengthening up as far as you can, reach the fingertips. Exhale, bend towards your right. Trying to keep the chest broad, facing forward. Left shoulder rolls down and back. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, take that on the left side. Again, finding length in your side body, top shoulder rolls down and back. Inhale to lift up. This time on your exhale, twist toward the right, but keep the arms lifted. So you're using your core to do this twist. Keep lengthening the spine up. Exhale, twist a little more, feel the core working. And then lower your hands down. Left hand to right knee, right hand behind you, just as a kickstand. Not trying to force it. Inhale, unwind, come to center. Exhale, twist towards your left. Keep the arms lifted. Inhale to grow taller. Exhale, maybe twist just a little more. And then lower your hands down for a little bit of support. Back to center, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come through heart center, and then just place them back on your knees. And we'll do a few seated cat-cows. So inhale, lift your chest, arch your back. See if you can engage that TVA that we found earlier. Really corseting, cinching your waist in. Exhale, rounding, pull the belly in, tuck your chin. Inhale, cow pose, lift your chest. Exhale for cat. Round, engage that core strongly. 2 more just like that. Move at the pace of your own breath. Coming back to center now. And roll down onto your back. Pull knees into your chest when you get there, and just allow yourself to rock side to side. Massage the spine, wake it up a little bit. And then take your knees wider, feet straight up toward the ceiling for happy baby pose. You could grab behind your thighs if that's most comfortable for you, or calves or the feet. Just trying to pull knees down toward the armpits, but also maintaining the length of the spine so your tailbone presses into the mat. You can move side to side here, or play around however it feels good to you. On your next exhale, knees come back together, and then bring the knees directly over the hips. So this is a box knee position. Flex your feet here, and remember that feeling of the TVA engaging when you coughed earlier. Cinch the waist in, find that engagement right here. So you should feel your core start to fire up, and then 1 foot at a time, tap it forward toward the top of the mat. Keep that engagement the whole time. For 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, keep pulling the belly in, last one. You can stick with that. If you felt any tension or anything in your back, go ahead and stick with that version. But if you're ready for a little bit more, on your next exhale, extend your right leg out, heel hovers off the mat, and bring it back in. Exhale to the left. Inhale in, 8 more just like that. Halfway there, keep cinching your belly in. Last 4, 3, 2, last 1. And now open your arms out like a T. Send your knees toward the right, turn your head to the left, taking a little twist, letting the belly relax for just 3 breaths. Now engage the core again to lift your knees back to center. Exhale, send your knees to the left, turn your head right. Belly pulls in, legs lift. Now bring your palms behind your thighs, round your spine, and rock forward and backward just a couple of times. Eventually, you'll find a seat just with your feet on the floor, knees bent. So keep your hands where they are behind your thighs. Lift up nice and tall. And then as you exhale, start to lean back. So the arms straighten out and pull away from your legs. Again, pulling the belly in and up, imagining that corset tightening around your middle. And now from here, you can lift your heels off the mat. Maybe you lift your feet completely off the mat. Keep lifting the chest and lengthening the spine when you do that. Maybe the arms float. Maybe the legs straighten. We're here for 4 more breaths, so whichever variation you can hold and be present with, do that. Keep cinching that belly in and up. Last breath. Good, and release. So now come to hands and knees, box pose. Spread your fingers wide. Place your wrists below your shoulders and your knees below your hips. And we'll just start by making some small circles centering over the wrists to warm those up. And then take a few in the opposite direction. Now turn your hands toward opposite sides of your mat and just shift side to side. I like to warm up the wrists a lot before I do inversions because it can be kind of hard on them. If you want more than this, fingers can turn to face the knees and you can rock back. Make sure you're being gentle, you're keeping the fingers spread wide. And now turn your palms up, fingers in toward each other, and you can start just by making fists and releasing them. Do that a couple of times, see how it feels. You could start swaying side to side again. Or you could turn your fingers to face your knees and gently rock back. All right, now shake your wrists out for a second. When you're ready, come back to your box pose. Fingers spread wide. Really think about gripping fingertips into the mat as well as these knuckles that are at the top of each palm. Inhale, lift your chest, arch your back, cow pose. Exhale for cat, rounding, press the floor away, pull your belly in. Inhale, cow pose. This time, pull your knees and your hands toward each other. Feel that activation in the core. Exhale, cat, round. Opposite engagement, hands and knees press away from each other. Take that 2 more times. And when you're finished, come back just to a neutral spine on all fours. And I want to talk for a minute about the lats. So we mentioned the TVA already. That's really important for strong arm balances. But something else that helps a lot is engagement of the lats. That's this muscle that kind of starts underneath your armpit and wraps around your back. So one way you can start to feel that engagement is when you're in your box pose or down dog, really think about turning the eyes of your elbows forward, points of the elbows back. So when you do that, it's an external rotation, trying to move the arm and the shoulder all as one unit. So externally rotating, and then maybe bend the elbows just a little bit and you should really be able to feel the lats. Again, underneath your armpits, look for that sensation. Straighten the arms again, and let's do that again. So externally rotate the arms. Shoulders press away from your ears. Softly bend the elbows. And lift up. Now remember your TVA. Cinch the belly in while we do this. External rotation, soft bend, and press up. So now we'll take this a little bit further, practicing our chaturangas with that engagement. So external rotation, shoulders press away from the ears. Then shift shoulders past your wrists. Exhale, lower all the way down. Press hips back to heels, child's pose. Really reach the fingertips forward, now trying to stretch the lats that we just engaged. Send your breath into your back body. On your next inhale, lift yourself up. Externally rotate the arms. Bend your elbows, chaturanga, down to the mat. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, modified plank. We'll do this 2 more times. Externally rotating the arms, shoulders pressed back. Exhale, lower. Child's pose. Last time, inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. This time, press up to box. Curl your toes under and find your first downward facing dog. Shake this one out when you get there. Bending your knees 1 at a time, or taking any other movement that helps you settle in. So remember all of those things we just talked about. Belly is cinching in, arms are externally rotating, chest is pressing toward the thighs. Maybe the knees are still bent if your hamstrings aren't quite warmed up enough yet. And then soften the knees, look forward, step toward the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach out and up. Swan dive down, exhale, keep that length in your spine. Bend your knees as much as you need in your fold. Halfway lift, lengthen the crown of your head forward. Bring more weight into the toes. You'll feel your belly have to do more work when you do that. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, inhale, sink the hips down and back, lift your arms up. So weight for this one comes back towards your heels. Belly is pulling in. Maybe you lift the toes for a little extra challenge. You should really start to feel some heat in your body now. Inhale, lift all the way up. Find as much length as you can. And exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale, weight shifts toward the toes. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step or hop to your plank pose. We'll hold here 5 breaths. So for this one, I'll just lower the knees just so I can talk a little bit easier. But again, externally rotating the arms, finding that lat engagement, and also zipping the belly in and up. 1 more breath. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows come straight back, lower all the way to your belly. Now pop up onto the fingertips, so palms are lifted, elbows pull in toward each other. Inhale, lift your chest up. Press the tops of your feet down, and press your pelvis down into the mat. Exhale, lower. Now take the fingertips a little bit wider so they're off your mat now. Elbows are lifted. Inhale to lift the chest. Again, pressing tops of feet down and pelvis down. Exhale, lower. Hands come halfway down your ribs, flat hands on the mat. Now think about pulling your hands back towards your hips for this one, and inhale to lift up. Again, feet and pelvis are pressing down, elbows are drawing in. Exhale, lower. Press up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal it out again. Now inhale, lift your right leg up toward the sky, 3-legged dog. Flex your foot. Doesn't really matter how high your leg goes, we're just trying to feel a stretch in the back of the left leg. On your exhale, bring right elbow toward right tricep. Inhale, send it back up. Exhale, right tricep. Inhale up. Last one, right tricep. Inhale up. Exhale to step it through. Foot comes between the hands. Find a low lunge. with your back knee on the mat. So let your hips sink forward and down, just finding a little bit of rest in this position just for a moment before we activate it. And now think about drawing or scissoring your legs toward each other, I guess. So right heel draws toward left knee, so that activates the inner thighs and lets your core engage so you can lift up easier. On your exhale, twist towards your right, opening the arms up. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist towards your left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist right again. Now lift your left arm up and back. The right palm can rest somewhere on the back of your left thigh. Keep squeezing the legs toward each other to create that lift through your core. Exhale, left hand to the mat, right arm up. Curl the left toes under, lift your left knee off the mat, but keep pulling your legs toward each other. And then step right foot back to meet the left for side plank. So your side plank could look like this. You could lower your bottom knee, or if you're ready for more, top leg can lift. 2 more breaths. Draw your left shoulder blade especially in towards your spine. Keep pressing into the left fingertips. Exhale, plank pose. Take 1 breath here. Externally rotate the arms, engage those lats, and then take your chaturanga. Lowering halfway. Inhale, forward and up dog or cobra. Exhale, up and back, down dog. On your inhale, lift your left leg high. Flex your foot. Exhale, left knee to left tricep. Inhale up. Left tricep. Inhale, lengthen up. Last one, left tricep. Inhale, send it high. Exhale, step forward between your hands, finding that low lunge with your back knee on the mat. Enjoy this stretch for a couple of breaths. And now, just like we did on the other side, start engaging those inner thighs. So left heel and right knee are pulling toward each other. Lift your arms up. Keep pressing the hips forward. Exhale, twist towards your left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, reach up. Back to the left. Exhale. Reach your right arm up and back. Left hand rests on the back of the right leg. Keep squeezing the legs toward each other. Keep that lift through your belly. Exhale, right hand to the mat, left arm high. Same engagement with the legs. Then come to your, lift your right knee up. Side plank next. Step the left foot back to meet the right. Try to take the same version you took on the other side, whether it was the more challenging one or knee to the floor. Hold there for another breath. Exhale, regular plank pose. Externally rotating the arms, press shoulders away from ears. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, pull your chest forward and up. Exhale to send your hips up and back. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, find your fold. Inhale, reach out, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands. Make your way to plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga, lowering halfway. Inhale, pull forward and up. Exhale, up and back. Now, next we'll do dolphin pose, so you can lower one elbow at a time down to the mat, or knees can come down, then the elbows, and then lift back up. Chest is pressing toward the thighs. Still trying to find some of that lat engagement. It definitely feels different from this arm position, but make your intention to externally rotate the arms so that your hands stay apart from each other. The tendency for most people is to have the hands come in and the elbows splay out. But when you're using your lats, you can keep them parallel just like this on the mat. Let's take 2 more breaths here. On your next exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. This time, bend your knee and open your hips. Try to keep your shoulders square with your mat. You could take a few circles with your right knee here if that feels good to you. And switch directions. Now bring some stillness back to this pose, but keep your hip open and your knee bent. Lower down to your left forearm and see if you can continue that hip rotation just a little bit more. And now the challenging part here is to bring right knee toward right tricep from this arm position. There's a lot more compression that happens here, but just give it a try. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale up. One more. Inhale, leg up. Lift your left elbow up. Step forward to your lunge. Lower your back knee down. Take a little break, pressing the hips forward so you feel that stretch in your left hip flexor. Now curl your back toes under, lift the back knee up. Squeeze the legs in toward each other, lift your arms up. Try to keep the hips low. Exhale, twist towards your right. Inhale, center. Exhale toward the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right again. Reverse this, so left arm reaches up and back. Inhale brings you back up, both arms high. Cactus on your exhale, lifting the chest, elbows come down toward the waist. Inhale, reach up. Again, cactus arms, but make this like you're doing a pull-up, so there's a lot of resistance that you can create on your own here. Inhale, reach up. One more time, exhale for cactus. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, tilt your torso forward to about 45 degrees. Really fire up your core and start to shift the weight into your front foot, coming to your warrior 3. Hands can come to heart center, or you can take any other variation that works for you. It's okay if you come out of it. I just need a little time to breathe for a second. So you're obviously welcome to do that too. So try to take one more breath in your warrior 3. And then a nice soft landing back to your lunge. Turn towards your left. All 10 toes face the left side of the room. Then bend your right knee so you're coming to a side lunge and folding halfway. So torso and arms are parallel to the floor. Exhale, switch sides, bend your left knee. Back to the right. You can stay here, or this time add a little twist by taking left hand towards your right big toe. Back to center, left knee bends, right leg straightens. Maybe take that twist if you did that on the first side. Come back to center. Walk your hands toward the top of your mat. Right foot comes out to the edge of the mat for lizard pose. So let's make this an active lizard. So keep your back knee up. Legs are nice and strong. Belly is pulling in. And try to squeeze your right knee in towards your right arm. Take one more deep breath here. And then step left foot forward outside of your left hand. So you're in a yogi squat at the top of your mat. So lengthen your spine up. Try to open your knees up using your glutes instead of your elbows. And then relax that. And we'll come to our first arm balance, which is crow pose. So for this one, your hands are about shoulder width distance apart from each other. Fingers are spread nice and wide. So you want to externally rotate the arms just like we've been doing all through class. Hips lift, elbows bend like that yoga push-up. Knees come as high on the arms as you can get them, so up toward the armpits. Then look forward. Use an exhale to help you cinch your belly in to engage that TBA. And then keep shifting forward. Maybe you just lift one foot and then the other. Or maybe you can lift both. Really try to be present in this pose, even in the entrance and the exit. So a lot of times we just, we get all excited that yes, I did the pose, and we sort of flop out of it. But see if you can come in and out of it as gracefully as possible. So if you're in crow, hold that for another breath or two if you can. If not, you can join me in this yogi squat again, just working on opening the hips. And now plant your hands, step back to your downward facing dog. If you'd like to take a vinyasa here, you can. Or just stay here with me and breathe 3 deep breaths. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Bend your knee, open your hips. Left shoulder tries to stay in line with the right one. And then make some circles with your left knee. Switch directions. Now, the leg is still. Lower your right elbow down to the mat. See if you can rotate your hips even more. On your exhale, left knee comes toward left tricep. Really compressing in. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to tricep. Inhale, up. Last time. Inhale, up. Lift up. Down dog. Exhale, step forward. Lower the back knee. Enjoy the stretch. 2 breaths. Curl the back toes under. Lift your back knee up. Squeeze the legs toward each other and lift your torso up. Exhale, twist towards your left, opening the arms up, really energetically reaching toward opposite walls. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. And reverse, reaching up and back. Keep squeezing the legs toward each other to help you stay balanced. Inhale, back to center. Cactus arms, exhale, lifting the chest. Pull the shoulder blades together behind you. Inhale, reach up, create that imaginary resistance like you're doing a pull-up. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull up. Inhale, reach. Cinch your core in, start shifting the weight toward the front foot. Angle your torso about 45 degrees. And then launch off, warrior three. Again, hands can come to any position that works best for you. Make sure your lifted leg is engaged and your foot is flexed. Are you still breathing? I know it's getting a little hard for me. Now, as softly as possible, set your right foot down at the back of your mat. Reach your arms up. Turn toward the right side of the room, all 10 toes facing right. Arms reach out. And then exhale, fold forward, torso and arms parallel with the floor. This time we'll start with a left side lunge. Maybe this time you're ready to sink the hips all the way down. Hands can come to heart center here, trying to stay balanced. Left knee presses out. No worries though if you're still up here in this version. They are both really beneficial and strengthening. Exhale, bend your right knee. Maybe sinking the hips down, or maybe not, whichever works best for you. Coming back to the left knee now, adding a twist this time. So if you're up like this, right hand touches left big toe. Or if you're down, if your hips are sinking down, you can reach your left arm in front of your left shin, reach your right arm up. Release that twist and switch sides. Either tapping left hand to right big toe, or sinking the hips down, right arm in front of right shin, left arm up. Either version though, try to lengthen the spine. And now walk your hands over toward the top of your mat, toward your left foot for lizard pose. Taking that active lizard again, so back knee stays lifted. Left knee pulls in toward left arm. While you're here, notice what's happening with your grip on the mat. In these poses kind of like this, it's easier just to forget about how we're really supposed to grip it. But if you practice that grip, even when you're in stretchier poses, it can help build that muscle memory. So dig the fingertips in, dig in with your knuckles, externally rotate the arms. Build that muscle memory. And now exhale, step your right foot outside of your right hand. Come to the yogi squat again. So activate the glutes, open the knees up using the glutes instead of your elbows. Spine stays lifted. So our second arm balance is a baby crow pose. So similar to crow, except we're on the forearms. So for this one, think about how you set up your arms for dolphin. You want forearms parallel to each other. Lift your hips up. Knees try to find the armpits or the triceps. Gaze forward past the fingertips, shoulders press away from ears, and lats engage. Exhale to help you cinch the belly in. Really dig in with the fingertips. Maybe just lift one foot. And then the other foot. Eventually, maybe both. So this one is a really tiny little crunched in pose. It can help if you think about your cat back. So really trying to round in, pull in through the core as much as possible. So I'll give you another few breaths to play around with this one. And really notice if you're present with your pose. Are you frustrated because you can't quite get it yet? Or are you, excited that maybe you did get it for the first time today? Either way, just be with the pose, be with what you're feeling, and see if there's somewhere in your body that you can engage in a little bit more. But also you can think about finding some softness somewhere. So a lot of times we'll tend to scrunch up our face when we're doing hard things. See if you can soften that. All right, so let's all meet in a forward fold at the top of the mat. Hands interlace at your low back now. Pull the shoulder blades together, lift your fist up. If your shoulders are pretty tight, it's okay to keep your fist down on your low back. But if it's available to you, go ahead and let the fist fall overhead. On your next inhale, let the fist lift you up all the way up to standing. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach out and up. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, lengthen forward. Exhale, hands to the mat, plank pose. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Make sure your fingers are spread wide. Eyes of the elbows are facing forward to engage your lats. Inhale, reach your right leg up. Bend your knee, open your hip. On your exhale, right knee finds left tricep this time, so coming across the body. Inhale up. Exhale, left tricep. Inhale up. Exhale, left tricep. Pause here. Straighten your legs, set your foot down. You could stay here and enjoy this hip stretch, or lift your left arm up. Fallen triangle. Exhale, left hand to the mat. Slide your right knee over so it comes behind your right wrist. Pigeon pose. So lengthen the left leg back. Try to square your hip points toward the top of the mat if possible. And that might mean that you have to bring your right heel closer in towards you, but that's okay. So instead of immediately folding forward to our sleeping pigeon here, because we're really not going to be here that long, see if you can work on squaring the hips, drawing right hip back, left hip forward. Now plant your hands, curl the left toes under, lift your left knee, and send your right leg up. Bend your knee, open your hip. You could stay here or continue that hip rotation. Right foot lands behind you, flipping your dog. Squeeze the glutes to lift the hips up. Still cinching in the belly though. Use that core to support the back bend. Carefully flip yourself back over. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, right foot comes outside of the right hand, lizard pose. Maybe your hips sink a little bit deeper this time. And for this one, flex your right foot and open your right knee out to the side. Just getting a different kind of a hip stretch for this one. One last breath here. Bring your right knee back into center, left foot steps forward, Malasana, yogi squat. And now we'll combine those two arm balances that we did already for a funky crow pose. So for this one forearm will be on the floor, one hand. You want the hand and the elbow to be in line with each other for this. Then lift your hips up. One elbow bends, obviously the one not on the floor, but both arms externally rotate. And then knees find the triceps. Keep looking forward. Exhale, cinching the core in. Maybe just lift one foot, see how that feels. Maybe both. So give that a try. Just do one side for now. We'll go through the flow on the other side and you can try the other one in a moment. So keep pulling the belly in. Look forward. One forearm and one hand are really pressing the floor away, trying to find a cat back. Gracefully coming out of the pose when you're ready. And we'll find that forward fold with a bind again. Try opposite fingers on top this time though. Let the fist fall overhead if you can. Inhale, lift up, arms reach. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Plant the hands, step or hop to plank. Take your vinyasa. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Bend your knee, open your hips. Exhale, left knee to right tricep. Inhale up. Exhale, right tricep. Inhale up. One more time, right tricep. Pause when you get there. Straighten your legs, set your foot down. You can stay here or come into your fallen triangle by lifting the right arm. Keep breathing. Stay with it. Lower your right hand down. Slide the left knee over so it comes behind the left wrist. Pigeon pose. So lengthen the right leg back. But really think about pulling left hip back, right hip forward to square them toward the top of the mat. Making this a little bit more active than we typically see in class. Plant your hands, lift your back knee up, find your three-legged down dog, left knee up and open. Exhale, left foot steps forward outside of the left wrist, lizard pose. Hips sinking down. And now flex your left foot and open the knee out toward the left. Remember your grip on the mat and that external rotation with the arms. one more breath. Bring left knee back to center. Step your right foot forward, coming back to our squats. Trying that funky curl on the other side now. So, lower one forearm down. The other hand comes in line with that elbow, but you still want them shoulder width distance apart. Grip the mat with all your fingertips. Lift your hips up. Knees find your triceps. Make sure you're looking forward. Exhale to help you cinch the belly in. Maybe just lift one foot. Maybe both. Try to find that cat back and really press the floor away with your forearm and your hand. So I'll give you another moment to play around with this side. Usually one side feels easier than the other for some reason. So maybe you're noticing that this one is easier, maybe the other one. Either way, it's okay. All right, so if you're finished playing around with that, let's just find a seat. Knees bent, but feet kind of wide. And then hands come to your low back. Try to bring elbows in front of your knees. That might mean your hands slide toward your side waist, and that's okay. Or it might mean that you can only do one elbow forward at a time. Trying to slow down the breath now. Stretching some of those shoulder muscles that we worked a lot in class. If you're only doing one elbow at a time, go ahead and switch now. And release. Slowly roll all the way down to your back. Hug your knees into your chest when you get there. Give your knees a hug. Then plant your feet on the mat, setting up for a bridge pose. So heels are pretty close to glutes here. And you want to root down through the heels. Exhale, lift your hips up. Remember that core engagement we had earlier in class. Find it here to help support your back in this position and help you lift a little bit more and reach the knees forward. Engage your legs so the heels pull back towards your shoulders. If it's available to you, you could scoot your shoulder blades closer together under you and take a bind. 2 more breaths. Keep pulling the heels back toward the shoulders. And gently lower all the way down. Lift your legs straight up toward the ceiling and draw some figure 8s with your feet. Just getting a little massage on your low back. Now come to stillness here. Close down your eyes. And enjoy this restorative waterfall pose for just a couple of breaths. Your body did a lot of good work during this class, so this is a little reward for that. Start to lower your legs back down. You're welcome to take a Shavasana from here, but this live stream is going to cut me off here pretty soon. So thank you so much for joining me. This is my first live stream class, so I appreciate all of you guys' support, and I really appreciate you supporting Summit. I know we all really miss being able to go to the gym, so from my heart to yours, namaste. Again, my name is Brendon, and I'll be here on Tuesdays and Fridays at noon, also Fridays at 7:15 p.m. The rest of the week we have other great teachers that are teaching core classes and yoga, and I think there's even a hangboarding training today, so check all of those out, and I hope you all have a good day.